Welcome to Learner's Prep. In this session, we will learn the concept of averages. So, this is the first session in this concept. First of all, let us see what are the important points in this topic of averages. Average is defined as the mean value, which is equal to the ratio of the sum of all the values in a set to the total number of values or units present in the set. So, the formula for average is sum of the observations divided by number of observations, and sum is equals to average multiplied by number. So, if you cross multiply, sum is equals to average into number. Average of consecutive numbers. So, when consecutive numbers are given, so their average is first term plus last term divided by 2. So, in a group of people, when a person replaces another person, then if the average is increased, then age of the new person is equals to age of the person who left plus increase in average multiplied by total number of persons. And if the average is decreased, then age of the new person is age of the person who left minus decrease in average multiplied by total number of persons. When a person joins the group, so in case of an increase in the group, so in case of increase in the average, age of the new member is equals to previous average plus increase in average multiplied by number of members including new member. So, in case of decrease in average, age of the new member is equals to previous average minus decrease in average multiplied by number of members including the new number. So, if all the values increases by a value of k, then its average also increases by k. Similarly, if all the values are multiplied by k, then average also multiplies by k. Sum of first n consecutive natural numbers is n into n plus 1 whole by 2, and average of the first n consecutive natural numbers is n plus 1 whole by 2, and average speed for equal distances is x plus y whole by 2xy. So, where x is the first speed and y is the second speed. Now, let us solve some practice problems based on these formulas and concept. So, practice question 1. If the average marks of 3 batches of 20, 30 and 50 students are 40, 50 and 60 respectively, what is the average marks of all the students together? So, we will find out the sum of the marks of each batch of student. So, for the first batch, the sum would be average into number of students. So, number of students are 20 and average is 40. So, this is sum of the first batch. Similarly, sum of the second batch, 30 students are there, their average is 50. And third batch, there are 50 students and their average is 60. Now, add all these, that gives the sum of all the 3 batches. So, if you divide with the total number of students in all the 3 batches, you will get the average of all the 3 batches, 20, 30 and 50. So, these are the number of students in all the 3 batches. So, let us simplify this. 20 multiplied by 40 is 800 plus 30 multiplied by 50 is 1500. 50 multiplied by 60 is 3000 divided by sum of all the three number of students in all the three batches. 20 plus 30, 50 plus 50 is 100. So, the sum is 800 plus 1500 is 2300. Sorry, this is 3000. Yeah. So, this is 800 plus 1500 is 2300. So, that is 2300 plus 3000 is 5300. 5300 divided by 100. So, if you simplify, so 2 zeros will get cancelled, that is 53 times you can cancel it. So, what is remaining? 53 is remaining. So, the average of all the three batches is 53. So, that is the answer. The correct answer is option C is the right answer. Now, question number 2. Average of 10 numbers is 14. If each number is multiplied by 6, then what will be the new average? So, we have seen in the concepts, if all the values are multiplied by k, then average is also multiplied by k. So, here all the values are multiplied by a number 6, then average also will be multiplied by 6. So, that gives the new average. So, new average is equals to average multiplied by 6, because all the values are multiplied by 6. So, 14 6 is 144. Sorry, 14 6 is 84. So, 84 is a new average. So, correct answer is option B. Question number 3. Find the average of first 25 multiples of 8. So, first multiple of 8 is 8. And 25th multiple of 8 is 25 into 8. So, 25 into 8 is 200. So, all these numbers will form a sequence. So, for sequence of numbers, what will be the average? First number plus last number by 2. So, the average is first number plus last number by 2. 800 plus 8 plus 200 by 2. So, that is equals to 208 by 2. So, if you simplify, if you divide 208 by 2, you will get 104. So, this is the new average. Sorry, average of the first 25 multiples of 8, 104. So, the correct answer is option C is the right answer. Question number 4. What is the average of even numbers from 1 to 81? So, from 1 to 81, the even numbers. The first even number is 2. After 1, the first even number is 2. So, before 81, the even number is 80. So, 81 is not an even number, it is an odd number. So, before 81, we have 80, which is an even number. So, these are the even numbers between 1 to 81. So, this also forms a sequence. So, for sequence of numbers, what is the average? First number plus last number by 2. So, let us find out the average. First number plus last number by 2. Simplify, 82 by 2, which is equals to 41. So, 41 is the average of even numbers from 1 to 81. The correct answer is option B. Question number 5. If the average of 25, x, 40, 35, 50, 70, 80 and 90 is 55, then what is the value of x? So let us find out the average of all these numbers and equate it to 55. So what are all these numbers? 25. So average is equals to 25 plus x plus 40 plus 35, 50, 70, 80 and 90. So how many numbers are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all these numbers we have to divide by 8. So this average is equals to, according to the question, 55 is the average. Simplify this and find the value of x. So 25 plus 40 is 65. 65 plus 35 is 100. And 50 plus 70 is 120. 120 plus 80 is 200. And the remaining is 90. Divided by 8 is equals to, plus x is equals to 55. So this is 390 plus x by 8 is equals to 55. So on cross multiplication we get 390 plus x is equals to 55 multiplied by 8. 8 5s 40, 4 carry, 8 5s 40 plus 4, 44. So x is equals to 440 minus 390. So x is equals to 440 minus 390 is 50. So the value of x is 50. So the correct answer is option C is the right answer. Question number 6. In a set of 24 numbers, the average of the first 8 numbers is equal to average of the remaining 16 numbers. If the sum of the first 8 numbers is 160, what is the sum of the remaining 16 numbers? So we have 24 numbers. So from 1 to 8, the sum is 160. Sum is 160. So then average is equals to 160 by 8. 160 by 8, which is equals to 20. Then the remaining numbers, total there are 24. So the remaining numbers from 9 to 24. So these are 8 numbers. So these are 8 numbers and these are 16 numbers. So for these 16 numbers also, the average is 20. They have the same average according to the question. So according to the question, the average of remaining 16 numbers is also 20. So the question is, what is the sum of the remaining 16 numbers? So very simple. Sum is average multiplied by numbers. So sum is equals to average is 20. Sum is average is 20 multiplied by, there are 16 numbers. So we have 20 into 16 is 320. So this is the sum of the remaining 16 numbers, 320. The answer is C. Question number 7. 20 boys go for dinner. 16 of them spent 64 rupees each on their dinner, and rest spent 4 rupees more than the average expenditure of all the 20. What was the total money spent by them? So there are 20 boys. 16 of them spent 64 rupees each. So the total money spent by 16 boys is 16 multiplied by 64. So this is the money spent by 16 boys. And the rest spent 4 rupees more than the average expenditure of all 20. So we don't know what is the average expenditure of all the 20. So we should assume it as X. So X is the average expenditure of all the 20. So remaining 4 students spent 4 rupees more than the average expenditure. So their total will be X plus 4 into 4. So if you add both of them, you will get the total expenditure of all the 20 students. So this is the expenditure of 16 students and this is the expenditure of 4 students. This is total expenditure. So if you divide this with total number of students 20, we will get average of all the 20 students. So but we assumed average of all the 20 students as X. So equate this to X. Simplify this and find the value of X. So this is 16 into 64 plus 4x plus 16 by 20 is equals to X. So on cross multiplication, 16 into 64 plus 4x plus 16 is equals to 20x. So take both the variables to one side. This is 16 into 64 plus 16 is equals to 20x minus 4x. 20x minus 4x is 16x. Now 16 is common in both left side and right side of the equation. So we will divide all the terms by 16. So what will remain here? 64 plus 1 is equals to x. If you divide all the terms by 16, we will get 64 plus 1 is equal to x. Both sides we divided all the terms by 16. 64 plus 1 is 65. X is equal to 65. So what is X? X is the average of all the 20 students. So the question is total money spent by all the 20 students. So total money spent will be average multiplied by number of boys. So total is average is 65 and there are 20 boys who went for dinner. So if you multiply 65 with 20, 65 2s are 130 followed by one more 0. So this is 1300 rupees is the amount spent by all the 20 students. Total amount spent by all the 20 students is 1300 rupees. The answer is D. Question number 8. The average of 6 consecutive even numbers is 13. What is the product of greatest and lowest numbers among them? So consecutive even numbers. So even numbers, you will get even numbers with a difference of 2. So if you consider the first even number as x, the next even number would be 2 more than this one. So next even number is x plus 2. And then the third even number after x will be add more 2. That gives x plus 4. And then x plus 6. So consecutive even numbers, the difference is 2 always. So we have 6 consecutive even numbers, x plus 8 and x plus 10. So these are the 6 consecutive even numbers. So we have assumed the consecutive even numbers as x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, x plus 8 and x plus 10. And their average is 13. So what is the formula for average of consecutive numbers? First number plus last number by 2. So average is first number is x, last number is x plus 10 by 2. So what is the average according to the question? 13. 13 is the average according to the question. So x plus x is 2x plus 10 by 2 is equals to 13. So if you take 2 common in the numerator, x plus 5 by 2 is equals to 13. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. X plus 5 is equals to 13. X is equals to 13 minus 5, which is equals to 8. So the first number is 8. The lowest number is 8. So what are the other numbers? The other numbers would be 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 and then 18. So product of lowest and the greatest. Product of the lowest and greatest is 8 multiplied by 18. So 18 into 8 is 144. So this is a product of the lowest and the greatest, 144. So answer is option A. Question number 9. The average of 10 numbers is 24 and average of 20 numbers is 36. What is the average of all the 30 numbers together? So first of all, average of 10 numbers is 24. So sum of 10 numbers. First of all, we will find out sum of the first 10 numbers. So sum is average into number. 24 into 10, that is 240. Next, sum of the next 20 numbers. Sum of 20 numbers. 20 numbers is 36 is the average. So 36 into 20. So that gives 36 to the 72 followed by a 0. So now sum of all the 30 numbers. So let us find out the average. So average is sum of 10 numbers plus sum of 20 numbers divided by total 10 plus 20. Simplify this. This is 240 plus 720 is 960. 960 by 10 plus 20 is 30. So if you simplify 96 by 3, which is equals to 32. So this is the average of all the 30 numbers, 32. The answer is B is the right answer. Question number 10. The average marks obtained by 120 students in an examination is 35. So if the average marks of passed students is 39 and that of the failed students is 15, what is the number of students who passed the examination? So there are total 120 students. The average marks are 35. So the total marks would be 120 into 35. So total marks are 120 into 35. And let the passed students be x. Let the passed students be x. Let the passed number of students. Let the passed number of students, we will assume it as x. Then the failed students will be 120 minus x. So the average of the passed students is 39. So their total is 39x. And the number of failed students will be 120 minus x. So their average is 15. So 15 into 120 minus x. So 120 minus x is the number of failed students. So their total marks are 120 into 35. So if you simplify this and find the value of x, you will get the number of passed students. So we will simplify this. 39x plus 15 into 120 minus 15x is equals to 120 into 35. So 39x minus 15x is 24x. So if you transpose 15 into 120 to right side, we will get 120 into 35 minus 15 into 120. So in right side 120 is common. 24x is equals to 120. If you take common, 35 remains here, 15 remains here. So what is remaining? 24x is equals to 120 multiplied by 35 minus 15 is 20. So you can simplify 24 ones, 24 fives. So what is remaining here? X is equals to 100. 5 into 20 gives 100. So what is this? Number of passed students. So number of passed students is 100. Number of passed students are 100. So this is the correct answer. So option A is the right answer. So these are problems based on the concept of averages. We'll solve some more models of questions based on the same topic. We'll meet you in the next session. Thank you.